So it's getting pretty crazy in Portland.
Portland police have seemingly sided with Antifa to fight against federal law enforcement. Now, if this isn't the start of Civil War Part 2, the shootout over in Los Angeles definitely is. But first, the Portland protesters always seemed confusingly competent facing off against the feds.
Knock the out! You fake Christian!
If there's a civil war, I would like to put forth an idea. The people in costumes who show up in costumes, they should be on the front lines. They should be the cannon fodder. They got to go.
But as Nick sorta shows us, it's likely because the local police seemingly help them build cases against federal agents.
Thank you, man.
So when these activists blasted ICE with bright lights, they were actually able to find protection getting security from Portland PD.
Nice aim! I love that! Whoa! That's the middle!
I'm sorry, what the hell is Barney doing there? Maybe they think they won't get shot or hit with pellets if they dress up like characters. I'm telling you though, front lines.
They're hiding behind the signs. And they're running for cover behind Portland police. Oh my God. You've got to be kidding me.
We have no idea.
Nobody told us anything. So we're standing there. We don't know what's going on. It's just like.
I don't know if you heard that lady in the background. Oh my God, is that a fascist? I have another idea. Ladies like this need shock collars, without a doubt. Or, hear me out, or we put her in a cell with the other illegals that we're going to deport. And if we just throw her in the cell with them, they will absolutely self-deport. It's just an idea. But the shock collar also.
She's literally running behind you guys.
Yeah, we don't know why she's running.
Nice aim! I love that! Whoa! That's the
That was like,
If the police can't see when federal agents fire pepper balls essentially right at their feet, maybe these guys aren't cut out to be PD. But I somehow doubt he's actually that dumb. It's more likely the Portland police are just conveniently not noticing when they're assisting these activists. And while...
Or they're just lying, which I'm sure that's exactly what they're doing. They're just lying. Because, yeah, it's easier to go, I guess, against what the American people voted for than to actually help the federal agents. I mean, for what? Like, so they're not going to work with the president. They're going to work with the governor? Like, for what reason? In other states, when the agents come in to do, like ICE, when they come in to do what they need to do, some officers help. In certain states, some officers don't do anything, and other officers, they fight against them. And they help, not the protesters, the terrorists, because Antifa is now a terrorist organization. They're not protesters. Protesters do things peacefully. They don't throw stuff, rocks at ICE agents. They don't ram their vehicles with their vehicles. That's violent. That's a terrorist. It's someone who needs to go to prison. And the fact that these... I mean, I know the ICE agents have their jobs, but they have a job to do. But can't we get more agents to specifically arrest the violent terrorists who mainstream media call protesters? I think we need to arrest them. The fact that I'm in the middle, but the fact that Trump hasn't gone hard enough is why I'm unhappy with him. Because I truly believe that we need to go much harder on these people. We need to arrest way, way more people than we are. We're being too soft. And soft on crime ends with this kind of crazy stuff happening, where people can take it upon themselves to try to kill ICE agents, and they can get away with it because the police will protect them. Like that just proves we're not going hard enough. They know that they'll be protected. They should fear being violent against ICE agents, but because they're not, they're acting like this, and more bad stuff is going to happen, and it's going to get worse and worse until Trump finds his nuts and puts his foot down and starts arresting more people. We need to be tough on crime. Being soft on crime is what's led to this country being completely freaking nuts and chaotic than the people in it.
Playing stupid isn't a civil war. It's definitely where these left-leaning cities are heading. California just signed a bill that bans ICE agents from wearing masks to be enforced by their local PD. And over in Illinois, they're thinking about how they can prosecute ICE agents. But who would actually do that? Possibly the illegals Illinois employs as police.
A police officer working in Illinois is an illegal immigrant. He has been living in the U.S. illegally for a decade.
That's like a bank robber being a police officer. What the our country is garbage right now. It has gone down the shitter. And the toilet is just clogged with caca. It needs to be flushed. We need to flush out the bad people in this country. Flush them out. Get rid of them. And now, I don't mean get rid of them as in pew pew. No, get rid of them as in take care of business. Deport the people who are here illegally and arrest the people who are committing crimes. It's so simple. And yet for some reason, people, it's like rocket science to them. They can't figure it out. So what's going on? How do we fix this? Simple. You're being too soft. They're empathetic for the wrong people. Their empathy is just retardation disguised with a sad face. No, just be tough on crime. Get rid of the illegals. The Democrats used to be for this at one point. And now they're dumb. It's like the older they got, the dumber they got. Maybe we need to put them in old folks' homes. We need to take away their right to be in government and just throw them in an old folks' home. That's what we need. Or an asylum, an insane asylum where we used to put crazy people. We need to bring those back and put them in there. And the world will be a happier place and a much safer place.
After his tourist visa expired in 2015.
As insanely, this isn't the first time they've discovered non-citizen peace officers. And here we go again. Whenever the Democrats deny something is happening, it's always, that thing never happens. You're just fear-mongering. Okay, maybe it happens sometimes, but only very rarely. Until it's finally, yeah, it happens a lot. But here's how it's a good thing. The same way they say the anti-ICE protests are mostly peaceful, only when ignoring the actual attacks activists are enacting on our ICE.
Hold on. So if illegals are being police officers, then how many illegals have voted in elections? I guarantee you there's got to be tens of thousands, maybe even more than that, hundreds of thousands of illegals who have voted in elections. What else are we going to find out that illegals have been doing in this country all along under our noses? That the elites have been hiding? Probably a lot of stuff. Probably a lot. But what the elites will do is they'll try to emotionally manipulate you by saying they're arresting children and they're arresting families and they're arresting blah, blah, blah. And they're disappearing people, which is just the corniest freaking phrase ever. You retire that corny phrase. It is so cringy. It makes me want to gag. It's like when you have to say unaliving instead of suicide. It's like, man, you're trying to fucking nerf the world. Shut the fuck up. Grab your fucking balls. Back in the day, we used to say whatever the hell we wanted to say. And that was raw and real. But now we have to even nerf our words in order to not offend. not offend. Oh, poor people. We can't offend them. Oh, heavens to Betsy. We offend somebody. Oh, and now they're crying. No, they're just weak. But as I was saying, if ICE was doing all this horrible stuff, like arresting children and disappearing people, we don't know where they went. Like, where are they? Under the table? Are they in a bag? Are they in the garbage? Are they in the freezer? Where are they? They disappear. Poof, they're gone. ICE is Harry Potter. The illegals are just, oh, no more. No, they're not magicians. We know where they're going. So shut up with fucking disappearing people. You're so corny. I can't take you seriously when you say that shit. Bill Maher says it all the time, and man, the amount of respect I've lost for that nut, it's insurmountable. But if they were really doing all this stuff that they say they're doing, then how come they're not blasting it everywhere? Videos and headlines, but we're not seeing any of that. The most I've seen was the Maryland man story, which was completely freaking debunked. That made them look like the dumbasses they actually are. But then again, anytime you see the Democrats talk, or anyone on that side talk, you come to realize they can get dumber.
These agents, as what starts as seemingly harmless, rich liberals instructing individuals to track ICE, ends up being insanely dangerous actions of people proudly recording themselves impeding in law enforcement.
Babe, stop.
I don't give a f. You're gonna shoot a pregnant woman? Yeah, you're gonna shoot a pregnant woman? Yeah?
Stop.
No,
please.
he just put a gun on you. This piece of a man just pointed a gun at a pregnant woman.
I bet you she just got knocked up so she could be the victim. Hey, sir on the street. Yes, I know you're illegal. Knock me up. Knock me up. I need an excuse to be a violent criminal. I need the excuse. Just put your pee-pee in me. These people are so crazy. I would actually believe that. I bet it's true.
Right there. Right there. I was going through this side. What are you talking about? My son is in the car too.
I honestly think she wants to be attacked just so she can play the victim and blame the feds because she.
These people shouldn't be parents, though. My son is in the car and I'm doing something dangerous that's going to get him killed, but you're the bad person. It's like they're unable to see their own actions from a logical perspective. You know, they can't see themselves from the outside. They can't even, look inward. It's retard brain. Because if any logical person were to be sitting in that vehicle, they would know, I have a baby in me, I have a kid in the car, I shouldn't be doing all this stuff that's gonna maybe get me killed or hurt. And if I get killed and hurt, well, that means that the baby in me is gonna get killed and hurt, and the son in the car is gonna get killed or hurt. So maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But no, instead, what's more important is trying to stop ICE agents. What's less important is the baby inside of her and the kid in the car. But when there's a reaction to her crazy, then she doesn't actually care for, but uses the baby in her and the child in the car in order to validate her crazy, in order to come off as the victim. So she doesn't actually care about the baby and the kid. She just cares about being able to use them for her own purposes. And I have always said this, and I will continue to say it. I believe wholeheartedly you need to have a license to have a child. I'm never going to have children because this world is too freaking crazy to bring a child into this world. And plus, there are too many dangerous people and predators out there, and I wouldn't trust anybody around my child, and I would probably end up being homicidal because I would be way too overprotective because there are way too many crazy people out here who are just waiting to prey on kids. So I do believe you need to have a license to have children. How that would work, I don't know. I mean, putting it into practice, it's not logical. But if there was a way, I would absolutely be for it.
A terrible mother that probably should be in prison, and we just saw the evidence. Now, some of them are getting off with warnings.
¿Por qué te vas, güey? Son unos perros. Son unos perros. Son unos perros.
Follow us, we're gonna arrest you.
Ok, arréstame.
Si síguenos,
Arréstame.
vamos a arrestar.
Arréstame.
Si hace impeding,
Arréstame, güey. ¿Tú qué? ¿Tú qué? Ok. Están maltratando mi gente, perros. Están maltratando mi gente, perros.
But that doesn't matter, as just a few days ago in Chicago, it actually resulted in the ramming of ICE vehicles.
Chicago police would remain that bay, now starting to put themselves in the middle of the, oh God. Protesters are starting to throw rocks. We're going to get away from the scene right now, Judy.
Okay, Michelle, you take care of yourself. I'm going to let.
And this is definitely escalating, as today in Los Angeles, a TikToker allegedly rammed a federal agent and ended up being shot by the cops.
As a U.S. Marshal and an illegal alien were both shot in L.A. this morning. It was during an immigration operation. Both at this time, we are told, have non-life-threatening injuries. Fox is told that federal agents surrounded and boxed in a target. That target then rammed federal vehicles in an attempt to escape. The feds fired their weapons. One U.S. Marshal was hit.
This is definitely escalating quickly, as TikTokers just trying to gain internet fame have gone from playing stupid pranks to actually getting shot while committing federal felonies. And what's worse is the media still downplaying the attack. The local ABC affiliate headlines it with "Undocumented immigrant shot by federal agents," and in very small text, "charged with assault on officer," while featuring him getting some award from the city council. KTLA reported it as "federal agent and subject wounded in shooting in South LA," as most of the mainstream reporting is conveniently ignoring how this TikToker assaulted a federal officer with his car and is now facing 8 years in federal prison. But by all means, ABC, it's definitely more important to inform the general.
I don't think he should be facing 8 years. I think the criminal justice system needs to be way faster and way less corrupt. Get rid of the activists. But he shouldn't be facing 8 years. He should receive 8 years. Because when you say they're facing 8 years, that means they're probably going to get 2 years, maybe. Which means technically if they got 2 years, they'd only have to serve like a year, maybe. So, I mean, if we're going to say, ooh, they're facing 8 years, don't bullshit a bullshitter. Just tell us they're going to get maybe a year in prison. Maybe. But they should really just be kicked out of the freaking country. I think if you're like this kind of crazy, you either need to be kicked out completely or just put in prison for the rest of your life at this point. Because you're a danger to society and you're dangerous to government officials. But yeah, we need stricter punishments. We need fast tracking. We need a faster criminal justice system. And if you're saying they're going to face 8 years, give them freaking 8 years. Don't do the whole, we're gonna be tough on crime, and then y'all are pussies.
General public, how he once received an award before getting shot by the cops. I wouldn't be surprised if by tomorrow they start showing photos from his high school graduation, making this about Trump terrorizing the community and not how the left-wing media is causing more immigrants to be shot. As remember in Texas, when that psycho fired rounds into the ICE facility, he only hit immigrants inside, ending one of their lives. Even rewinding 3 months ago on the ICE raids outside of Los Angeles, where a legal immigrant was evading authorities and tragically fell to his death.
Because Trump has gone too far, even for his own supporters. When a farm worker who falls to their death during an ICE raid, we know it's gone too far.
Oops. Wow, I care so much. You know, this whole thing, the illegals, Antifa, all that stuff, for people who don't have to worry about money, they might be emotionally affected by this. But regular people, majority of the people in America, they have to worry about money. They have to worry about a lot of shit going on in their lives. I think a lot of us have gained a certain amount of apathy to where it's almost like, yeah, it's like what Vanessa Hudgens, I think that's her name. Remember when she was like, yeah, but people are gonna die. It's kind of like that. It's kind of that's kind of the feeling that is kind of overtaken people like me, like regular people in this country who believe in the rule of law, who believe illegals shouldn't be here, and who believe that criminals should go to prison. We aren't affected by these sob stories because we have our own sob story that's worse. Okay, so when we hear things like this, like someone did something stupid. Oh, what do they call that? Not lol cow. It's Rip Bozo. That's it. When we hear Rip Bozo stories, we don't go, oh, and shed a tear. No, we say, what'd you expect? Oops. Like there's no, like nothing, no emotion, nothing's there. And you know what? It's also because regular people, a lot of us have seen some really horrific things or heard really horrific things that have happened to completely innocent people. People who aren't here illegally, people who were just going about their business and something really horrific happened to them. Those are the people that make us feel emotional and feel bad. But things like this, where criminals are doing stuff and oops, things are happening to them, things like that have no effect on us. None at all. And the fact that the Democrats are constantly telling these stupid stories, what it shows me is that they're trying to incite more rage from the radical left in order for them to keep doing this crazy stuff to ICE and impeding on them being able to do their job. Like this guy right here, he's not going to do any of the crazy stuff that Antifa's going to do, but he's going to rile them up. And who's going to pay when that doesn't go their way? Not this guy. He's in his luxury house in a cushy gated community. He doesn't have to go through any of the repercussions of his actions and of his words. He won't have to deal with any of that. So these elites in government, they know exactly what they're doing. They're thinking, how do I get people to do what I want them to do without them knowing that I'm the one who's making them do it? Well, I know that they're weak and I know that they're over emotional. So I'll call to their emotion. I'll make them do what I want, and I can sit back and relax in Cabo or in the Keys or go on vacation and relax in the sun and just know that everyone is doing my dirty work and I didn't have to pay for it. Perfect plan.
When masked agents come out of unmarked cars and disappear people, that is intentionally created chaos.
Corny as so corny. You're showing me you have no nuts. Just identify as a woman, sir. Just identify as a woman. When you're saying these corny phrases, you're just gross. It's so cringy. Disappearing. Man, he's got no nuts. Disappearing people. They poof, they're gone. See, what he should say is that ICE, they're magicians. They're David Blaine. They're Chris Angel. They're Sigfed and Roy. Just say that. It would make just as much sense. Corny shit, man. Just makes you want to gag.
All of this could have been avoided if the Democrats simply allowed federal agents into sanctuary city courthouses to make arrests immediately after individuals lose their case. Or at the very least, stop making inflammatory statements against ICE agents, encouraging and rewarding the attacks in the streets, causing more people to get hurt. But they're not about actually protecting these people, they're about villainizing Trump to try to win the next election. And if they gotta start a civil war between the Portland police and the National Guard, they're probably salivating at how they can frame this as another reason the Orange Man is bad. So if you
Nah, the Orange Man ain't bad. I don't think he's bad. I think he ain't doing enough. He needs to do more. He's too weak right now. Yeah, he's too weak. He needs to do more. He needs to go gung-ho. Because, yes, this is what I voted for. And if the Democrats were more logical people who believed in the rule of law and what they used to believe in the 90s, I will be on their side still. I've always been on the left, but now I sit in the middle. And the funny thing is that if you're in the middle, the left, the mean girls, they say that you're a conservative pick-me. And that just makes you not even want to go back to the left at all. Because at that point, it's like, I don't want to be with the mean girls. I'd rather at least cohabitate alongside of people who at least want to have the conversation and not want to throw rocks at my face and call me a fascist. So anyway, like and subscribe, everyone. Join our memberships to keep this channel going. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.